This is our very first drawing in the course. It is from Chapter 2, Drawing Sketches with Autodesk Fusion 360. It is tutorial number 1. We're going to draw this shape right here. And I'm going to draw this two different ways to show two different ways to do it. I'm just going to minimize this down here, shrink it down, put it over here, and I'm going to have my Fusion 360 drawing environment here. We're going to start this out. We'll draw it from the top view. So to get top view, what I'm going to do is select top view looking down, and I'm going to say create a sketch right here, and then I click, and that puts me in the sketching environment. So now I have all my sketching tools up here. When I complete my sketch, I'm going to say either finish sketch or finish sketch up here, and that will complete my sketch for me. I am snapping to the grid. You can check my settings down here right now, but I am snapping to the grid. I can change those grid settings if I wanted to, but I'll just leave them as they are. The grid is dynamic, so as I zoom in, it gets smaller and smaller. You can see that, and that's zoomed out like this. Each grid spacing line here is 5 units altogether. Zoom in like this, and each spacing is 1 unit. So let's bring back my diagram here. So I'm going to make this shape here. It looks like this, and it is 100 by 20 tall altogether. So a couple ways you can do this. It doesn't really matter where we put this in our environment here. So I'm just going to start by drawing some lines, and I will start at the origin here. And you notice when I draw, it tells me, first of all, if I draw at an angle, it tells me what angle I'm drawing at, but it gives me a dimension. I can just draw and drag this basically until I get to the dimension that I want. Or what I can do is I can actually just key in a number. I want that to be 100 long, so I can just say there. And now I have a line that is 100 long. And then to go up 20, I go up, and I say that needs to be 20. I need to bring back my drawing so I can tell what I'm supposed to be drawing here. Over 20, down 13, over 15. So over 20, down 13, over 15, up, I think it was 8. I think that was just 20 like this, over 15, like that. And we'll see if this is actually correct here. Middle one is supposed to be 30. So let's grab this and move this over there. I'll move this one over here. There, I think that is the correct dimensions there. So there we go. We've got all of these. I'm just going to drag that dimension down here. The other thing we want to do is we want to dimension everything we always draw. So dimensions are right here. So I'm just going to say between this line and this line, put my my 20 out there. Between this line and this line, that's 20. Between here and here, that's 15. Between here and here, that's 30. Here to here is 15. Here to here is 20. We're going to say create driven, that's okay. We'll get into talking about what driven dimensions are. Later on. And there we go. So that is fully dimensioned like that. So once we have this all drawn, we're going to go back here and we're going to say finish the sketch. Should be able to tell this is all connected together because when I just hover over the middle section here, you can see how it kind of treats this all as a joined object. And when I say finish the sketch, it kind of treats that all as one joined object. So now if I were to go back here, I click on that and it's all one solid object. And now what I'm going to do is extrude this to actually give it some depth. Is it even asking me to do this? I'm just going to extrude it to make it up like this. I don't know if it's even asking us to do this at this point, but we're just going to extrude this. We're just going to hit the extrude button and just grab this and pull this up like 10 millimeters or so. Like that, and say OK. And there we go. We've got a solid object. That's our solid. We can spin around like this with the orbit camera if we want. And look at it like that. And that is our very first drawing. Okay, so that's one way to do this. Second way to do it, which is going to become our preferred way to draw things. I'm going to again go from the top, enter into the sketching world here, and I am going to create my sketch. If I just click anywhere, and what I'm going to do is draw the rough shape that I want with lines, so I know that it roughly looks like that. Kind of messed up here. This should be vertical. It roughly looks like that, but the dimensions are not correct. Now, if I go back in here and I start to dimension things, there to there, that's 192 right now. That is supposed to be 100. And that kind of messes that up a bit. But what you're going to notice here is as you change things, it will actually fix all these lines for you. Let me change this here. Alright, the height overall here is 20. The length of this one here, here to here, was also 20. This one in between here that was 20, I believe. That was 15. Here to here was 30. Here to here was 15. Here to here was 13. This one was only 8. That one's also 8. And this one is 13. So that is a different way to draw it. And that also creates everything all dimensioned. And we can extrude that up as well. But that is another way to do it. What is really great about this is if we go back into the sketch, and we say, you know what, this centerpiece here, I want that to be 20, not 30. It just changes that dimension. Okay, so we can alter anything we want to do in here just by changing. We don't have to redraw things. We can just change numbers. Make that 18 instead. And it changes everything here. Say finish the sketch, and now that is changed for us. Okay, so by dimensioning everything, it allows us to keep the allows us to easily make changes to the overall shape just by changing some numbers. So that is one of the key things we want to understand about drawing and properly dimensioning things, is that it makes it very easy to change things after we draw them. Okay, so now if we want to export this to be able to submit it, we say File, Export, we put a name on it, and it's going to be exported as a .f3d file, and then we could submit that on Blackboard if we wanted. And that is our very first drawing.